Sunday Express columnist Nick Ferrari ripped into the Labour government once again as he blasted its priorities when it comes to housing migrants. Nick's latest rant comes after the Home Office suggested that meeting the human rights of migrants by putting them in hotels outweighs the safety concerns of local families. Speaking on his LBC radio show, the broadcaster fumed, "We have a government that is prepared to employ, I would imagine, fairly expensive counsel, legal advice, so that they can act against the interests of the local people and for the interests of arrivals or migrants. That is the reality." He continued, "We have a government department, and quite an important one, that will sanction the expenditure of, I would imagine, fairly costly, and very good legal representation to ensure that the interests of the migrants surpass the interests of the local people." The presenter raged, "That's how this government chooses to treat the electorate." Last week, the 66-year-old completely lost it when discussing the remarks made by the Home Office, snapping, "How dare they? How dare they?" A government department putting forward the idea that the need to meet the human rights of asylum seekers by housing them in hotels outweighs the safety concerns of local families. I will say it again. How dare they? Who is paying the council tax that pays for the local authority that is quite rightly trying to look after the interests, and possible safety, bear in mind there is a case going before the courts, possible safety of some citizens. Continuing the rant, he said, "I look forward to speaking with the Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, who might not have personally authorized that, but it's come from her department." It comes after the Court of Appeal reversed an injunction blocking asylum seekers from staying at the Bell Hotel. A High Court order previously required the 138 migrants to be removed by September 12. However, they are now able to reside at the hotel in Epping, Essex. The hotel has been at the center of protests this summer after an Ethiopian migrant resident was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and another woman. Sarah White, a mother of 3 who lives in the area, said she feels very vulnerable following the latest court ruling, adding, "What is the point of paying our council tax if it is being directly used to fund a place which houses alleged sex attackers?" Another hearing is scheduled to take place next month, and Epping Forest District Council said it will consider appealing to the Supreme Court if it loses again. The council said, "We will continue to fight on every front, using the democratic, diplomatic, legal, and political means available, until the hotel is closed."